From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Southern Ontario experienced a mild earthquake last night. It was centered about 125 kilometers north of Toronto. Earthquakes Canada logged the trembler just before 11 p.m. Eastern Time and said it was 5 kilometers deep and a magnitude 3.7. The U.S. Geological Survey registered the quake at a 4.1. Its epicenter was near the city of Orillia on the eastern shore of Lake Simcoe near Brechin. More than 2,200 people took to Earthquake Canada's website to report feeling the rumble, some from as far south as Niagara Falls. The Liberal government has agreed to prioritize the passage of its tougher bail legislation by hitting pause on its hate crime bill. The Justice Committee passed a motion Monday to stop the clause-by-clause study on the hate crime bill, C-9, in order to focus on the bail legislation. Bill C-14 would make bail more difficult to get for someone accused of a variety of crimes. A Quebec woman who scalded a 10-year-old boy with boiling water over a prank is expected in court today for a sentencing hearing on Montreal's South Shore. Stephanie Burrell pleaded guilty to aggravated assault last September, stemming from her actions in October of 2024. She acknowledged she acted out of frustration over children repeatedly ringing her doorbell and running away. Dozens of mourners gathered outside the U.S. consulate in Toronto last night to take part in a vigil honoring Alex Pretti. He's the American man recently shot to death by masked ICE agents in Minneapolis. The 37-year-old ICU nurse was killed Saturday after being held to the ground by U.S. Border Patrol agents, and he was shot several times. Vigil attendee Celeste Trianon says what's going on stateside during the Trump administration's immigration crackdown is unacceptable.
There's just something so profoundly wrong about knowing that this is happening next door to us, that we could potentially be the people who are being killed right now in the streets were I born on the other side of the border.
U.S. officials have said federal officers fired defensively, but several bystander videos contradict that account. In last night's episode of This Hour Has 22 Minutes, Mark Critch took his now familiar Donald Trump impersonation to Greenland, interviewing locals about the U.S. president's interest in annexing the Danish-owned territory.
I'm President Trump, and I'm here to make Greenland the 51st state. I really am.
Critch says his own frustration over Trump's Greenland remarks amid similar overtures about Canada led him and a small 22 minutes crew to Greenland's capital.
As a Canadian, I was talking to these Greenlandic people, and I wanted to say, yeah, us too, man. Isn't that crazy? But we get that we are our own sovereign places, and that'll never change. So it was comforting in a way to talk to the neighbors about the other neighbor.
The episode is available to stream on CBC Gem. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, in the NHL last night, the Toronto Maple Leafs suffered a 7-4 loss at the hands of the Buffalo Sabres, whose Rasmus Dahlin scored his first career hat trick. The struggling Leafs finished a 5-game homestand with a single point and 4 regulation losses. Head coach Craig Berube lamented another defensive meltdown at home.
You're not going to consistently win in this league by focusing on just scoring goals. You got to play the full rink. And right now, we're not doing a good enough job without the puck.
Elsewhere, the Montreal Canadiens got an overtime goal from Jake Evans for a 3-2 win over visiting Vegas. In curling, Caitlin Laws and her Manitoba foursome became the first Pool A team to qualify for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts playoff round to improve to 6-0 last night. Manitoba's Beth Peterson leads Pool B. In NFL news, the Buffalo Bills stayed in-house by promoting offensive coordinator Joe Brady as their new head coach in a 5-year deal. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.